Now time for today's focus, and this year Austria is commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Anschluss, the country's annexation by Nazi Germany. For decades, Austria presented itself as a victim of Adolf Hitler before recognising in the 1990s its active role in the Holocaust. Well, now, though, many there fearful again thanks to the rise in power of the FPÖ, a far-right party founded in 1956 by ex-Nazis and recently caught up again in anti-Semitic scandals. With this from our correspondents Anthony Mills and Gaëlle Laurent.
Heldenplatz, or Heroes Square, in the heart of Vienna. From this balcony in March 1938, Adolf Hitler announced the annexation of Austria by the German Reich. Facing him, over 200,000 jubilant Austrians. With the Anschluss came the systematic persecution of the Jewish community. Vrika Koznar, then 6, daughter of a Jewish father and a convert mother, had to wear the yellow star and was humiliated daily.
One of our school teachers was a staunch Nazi, to the point where one day I had to take my belongings and leave the school. I wasn't worthy of learning alongside Aryan children. That day, my whole world fell apart. After 1945, nobody knew anything about it. No one had said anything. No one had done anything.
After the war, the country presented itself as Hitler's first victim. Only in 1991 did a chancellor recognize Austrian participation in Nazi crimes, triggering numerous compensation claims and a program for the restitution of expropriated works of art still operating today, a reference point across Europe. In public museums like the Albertina, independent researchers check the exhibits for troubling origins.
Daily work is to check the purchases the museum made, especially during the Second World War, in the time between 1938 and 1945. And you have to check if the items are here in the house is the right position of the museum, because during this time lots of personal belongings from Jewish people were looted, seized, etc.
More than 12,000 works have already been returned to their rightful owners under the program. Compensation isn't limited to the art world, though. This renovated sports complex hosts a mythical Vienna Jewish club, SC Hakoah, which produced a series of Austrian champions before its dissolution by the Nazis. Austria financed its reconstruction, an important symbol for Paul Haber.
The Third Reich is annihilated, and the Nazi ideology is also annihilated. But Hakoah went back to the old place.
However, some members here feel interest in that period of history is wearing thin. A manifestation of that disinterest, the presence in government of the FPÖ, a far-right party founded by ex-Nazis.
I think in the majority of the population there's an indifference. If the population doesn't know what actually FPÖ stands for, then it's no problem for them to vote for them. Yeah? So if you did not work up your history, and that has always been put under the carpet, so you don't know what is the real background.
Less than 3 months after joining the ruling coalition, the party has already been roiled by a host of anti-Semitism scandals. Songbooks containing Nazi apologia were discovered in fraternities linked to FPÖ members. In response to criticism, the party has set up a history committee tasked with shining a light on a controversial past. Not all historians are convinced.
What will be the question? Will be the question, for example, to examine the link between the FPÖ and neo-Nazi movements, which in fact go on until today. I doubt all of that, and that makes the Commission as an idea a matter of public relation work and not of a serious historical debate.
Despite repeated FPÖ condemnation of anti-Semitism, commemorations attended by the party are being boycotted by a number of Jewish entities, including one grouping Jewish students represented by Binny Gutmann.
I think this is a very important decision. They're trying to use our commemoration and the commemoration that Austria has the responsibility to undertake just to advance their own political goals, just to get themselves to be more part of the mainstream. And we cannot allow ourselves to be used like that.
Increasingly, it falls upon younger generations to keep the memories alive, like this group of students visiting Vienna's Jewish quarter. Embedded in the pavement, bronze plaques with the names of inhabitants deported to the Nazi death camps.
Mary Stein, deported in 1941 in Opole.
Samuel Kammermeier has been organising these visits for 4 years. He says they anchor the past in the everyday present of the students.
It's a place that, for example, this group that goes to school in the 10th district of Vienna might know from going shopping. If children develop an awareness, then I don't think it's likely to change in their adulthood.
Over 4,000 students have already participated. Next goal of the organisers, getting adults too to rediscover the history that pulses through these streets.
Anthony Mills and Gaëlle reporting there for today's Focus.